Spacey ship.
Grand final time for the Nerd Street Champs qualifiers. Welcome back, I guess, for day number 3, or day number 4, technically, of this event. As, well, we've gone a little over schedule. The number 19, error 19, kind of gave us a problem yesterday, but we finally have joined ourselves back in for a grand final. Cloud9 Academy taking on Nearest Airport. It's fine. I got Gompers by my side as we're going to go ahead and take this grand final away to see who's booking a travel ticket to Philadelphia.
To play in a pretty big prize pool tournament as well, let's not forget. Nearest Airport versus C9 Academy. The matchup that we're going to be seeing, you could basically say that this is an underdog story, right? With Nearest Airport, of course, being the unsigned team coming into this, and C9 having, right, their designated analyst, their designated whatever, and this team is very, very well put together. But I think Nearest Airport, I think they have a really good chance to take it home. I wouldn't say that this is going to be a stomp.
Yeah, they have a big shot at pulling off an upset. I think just what we were looking at yesterday was pretty solid for them on broadcast. So we're going to head over to a recheck up of our map vetoes. These were taken yesterday, and we'll hop back into them today. Nearest Airport consistently banning out the icebox, but I love this bind pick that's coming out for them. It's picking into a weakness in the veto from Cloud9 Academy that they fall into it against Cosmic Divide earlier on this event. And then Haven is not a bad pick at all for Nearest Airport to be playing. I think the veto favors them a lot, but we have to talk about this extraneous factor. Cloud9 Academy, they've had time to watch back these VODs overnight. So how are things going to change?
With that, maybe they'll try to find and fight for something different here for Nearest Airport. I mean, with that information, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot more that they could really be putting forth, and we haven't necessarily seen Bind yet.
Yeah, so we haven't seen Bind yet, but before we jump into that, a quick shout out to our sponsors over at Mavix, who are giving us a new competitive advantage, and that's Elemax. It's what you've all been waiting for. It features cooling, heat, and massage elements, so Elemax can keep your gaming sessions going even longer with all the body temperature regulation and increased focus. The future of gaming is here. You can shop now at Mavix.com or use code NSG to save $55 off on your Mavix gaming chair. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into what is going to be the map of Bind. Jumping into Agent Select, this is a weakness in the C9 Academy veto, and so agent compositions, they're going to look more stock standard between these two sides. Nothing out crazy, I would say, but all things said, it really favors both team styles. They're just going into this what they have planned.
Yeah, and what they have planned here, pretty generic. I'm really liking the double controller coming in, as well as, you know, having that raise down. I think raise is such a great pick for a map like Bind, especially, you know, implicating the fact that there's going to be a Viper here. So, you know, having that damage util, having that, you know, temporary damage come through from Viper, I think it's going to work really well in cohesion. But we've seen Calypso play with the Chamber, and they have that early opping skill that I feel like is really going to blow C9 out of the water.
Yeah, I think Calypso was looking excellent yesterday in terms of form. I think for a player who's been out of the spotlight in terms of competitive play, he's come back in and actually, brought that experience to this team for Nearest Airport, and it's become a huge factor. I think he's brought a lot of elements to their set play specifically that has made it look really, really nice. But he's on the chamber. He's here to be a playmaker on this map of Bind. And on the other side, we have yet to really introduce C9 Academy, a team that is just loaded with talent. Thief, Giza, JMO, Niliaz can even go up in there. Lear has been typically IGLing a lot of his teams in the past with Zero Marksman Black. There's a lot of talent here on the C9 Academy side, so it's great to see them hop into this grand final, and, well, they're going to be tested against the Nearest Airport, at least gearing up to be this B play.
Yeah, getting ready. Watching. Down inside of Hookah, of course, nobody's going to be there. Nobody's even really surrounding that type of area. Nearest Airport going for more so of a lurk over towards that A, trying to gather that mainstream information. But there it is, right? Tons and tons of info there for C9. They can really push off this.
Well, they're just going to leave, but they're walking right into two players here, Gompers. Niliaz as well as Thief are going to clean them all up as they run out the teleporter. Can they get the trades, though, here? They can. 2 for 2 as Calypso saves the day for Nearest Airport. It's still hopping into the even man situation, and they have the open A site, but not for very much longer. JMO's going to shave down Anderson. Now it's a 2v3, considering the rotate back, but now Giza's even joined into the party. All the players are here for C9 Academy, just Infiltrator 1v3, and he'll get wrapped up. Good read on the situation there from C9 Academy is going to get them the pistol.
Yeah, great play. Luckily enough for C9, having somebody waiting there just outside of Hookah. Showers was the perfect play. They were prepared for the TP. They saw that information initially, and that created somewhat of a push-up down in Showers. So now, seeing as to how that worked out, you were able to take a couple players, and it really allowed that rotation to come through. But coming into this, we're going to see a heavy, heavy A push down just straight through short here.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to look out for this game is the improvements that C9 Academy have to make on their Bind as a whole. It wasn't a pretty sight when they played against Cosmic Divide yesterday. A lot of their strong individuals were suffering at the hand of that. But, this is the kind of round that you can enjoy and lean back, relax until Calypso's arriving with the Headhunter, and the Shorty's actually going to take out Thief. They can get a spike plan here and make this interesting.
Satchel out.
Yeah, things getting interesting. Anderson looking good with at least a pick there, but it's a 1v2. It leads to C9 taking it. Interesting. Nearest Airport getting a couple Spectres, but at the end of the day, not going to work out. Although here, pretty sure, yeah, most likely they'll be able to buy. So things might go a little bit better for them. They were able to eliminate a lot of weapons out of hands of C9. So maybe like the percentage of win rate might be a little higher here.
Yeah, in fact, even looking at the damage dealt to C9 Academy, look what they're actually purchasing up. You can see Niliaz is simply working with only a Stinger, maybe a couple Spectres for the side of Nearest Airport, and they're actually taking a very, very skeleton buy. I don't see a lot of opportunity with this one. It's gonna have to take a little bit of luck going the way of C9 Academy, and, well, at that rate, they're already in towards the A site. They're gonna set down that spike plant. It's only a 1-for-1 there for Niliaz. That shouldn't be enough here for C9A to push it over, but I'm happy to be surprised.
Yeah, you can already hear tons of pain chills coming out, so lots of util being used. The spike sitting within, the range of sight. The flash coming through. Lear not able to get themselves out of the situation. Really heavy here because just a lot of damage being created. Thief 17 straight through the wall. And C9 there for the struggle. 2-1.
Yeah, I like the big aggressive play coming out from Nearest Airport. The one thing that could lose you that round is allowing that defending side to get space on the retake, get all the way in through U-Haul, and maybe work out in towards triple and maybe swing the site together. And you kind of force two prongs of the attack to attack separately when you fight for that U-Haul control. So I like the little mid-round decision there from Nearest Airport. First gun round coming up. JMO, a glass operator to start this one off, and a tour de force to face off on the other side from Calypso. See if that comes to a head first, but for now, they're just going to start a little bit of a slower default here, kind of test this C9 Academy defense, and the last thing that Nearest Airport are going to expect is that glass operator. They have to be careful around every corner they walk around.
Yeah, that Definitely not going to be something fun to really work with, but seeming like, luckily enough for them, not going to meet it, at least just yet. Calypso, though, very, very calm here, but the patience from C9 isn't going to allow that first-hand pick to come through, which is going to be really unfortunate. They have to push that site with two of these players surrounding that B site, already noise being created, so you can already see Raze from C9 start to go over towards that rotation.
And putting up a good amount of stall. He's going to take matters into his own hand. He does get concussed. He has to hit an instant shot. Perfect there from Precision, though. Brings it right back. Man advantage in a situation that could have gotten so dangerous. They're going to run it back to A. But this is where the operator lies here, Gompers. This is where they can find success.
Ooh, the first shot coming down. They know now, at least for nearest airport, that there's an up there. Lucky for JMO getting a shot off Aleko, but Aleko still alive, still fighting. There it is, Thief, holding the angle, making sure the plan isn't going to come down, but straight through the smoke. Anderson looking very unfortunate. And it really is just tons of players getting down from nearest airport. They entry onto the site. They don't know exactly what they're playing with, and I mean, they know now.
And there you go. The last thing that they expect there for nearest airport is an operator available for the side of C9A. They didn't smoke heaven. They thought, yeah, we just need to fight on the site. It'll be simple as that. But then JMO just starts picking them off one by one. Even the Ilias on the site, or rather Thief, excuse me, was able to even stop the plant, make things even harder for nearest airport. It's a really nice decision to make so early on in the game, is when you get that glass operator, they're not going to play around it. They're not going to smoke heaven. They're not going to use guiding lights to knock them off the angle. Good way to catch them off guard. And now, even then, it gets even worse here for nearest airport, as the Viper's Pit is going to engulf all of A short. They're going to have to look towards other parts of the map, and, well, that will work just fine for Calypso.
Yeah, good push-up, good first frag. So Sky completely down, no flashes for the team to be able to play with, although like that double controller that we have the Viper's Pit surrounding that A short.
He's still holding the angle in showers as well. That operator still very much live here for JMO.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't think they're going to peek this yet. They definitely know JMO still has that up.
They're just trying to be patient. They're waiting for JMO to get impatient, but there's no real reason for him to fall off the angle, especially now as, well, shots go the other way. Shots go the favor of C9. He has no reason to rotate. In fact, he can still hold his angle, but a fantastic Viper's Pit to get them space on the site. JMO needs a lucky shot through that smoke, and he's not going to find it.
At least not just yet. Anderson straight through, taking out JMO. So JMO down. No more operator for the retake. Nothing really to work with. I mean, it's up to nearest airport to really decide as to whether or not they want to continue trying to take these aggressions. Infiltrator there, but Thief could actually peek this. Not going to. Smoking, trying to get the Cosmic Divide out beforehand. Seeing Thief peek Precision way too late to the hole. It's going to be unfortunate here as C9 Academy. They just have it 100%. Calypso's going to peek this. I mean, they may just be able to take out the one. Perfect.
They don't know. They don't know we TP'd.
The Cosmic Wall going to go down pretty soon.
Last player standing.
Oh my gosh. They didn't know he TP'd though. He was behind the Cosmic Divide. There was almost a chance there for Calypso to catch them unawares.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, they got an inkling. He's not peeking. He's not peeking. We'll check towards showers, and that helps them out just a bit. So, Calypso almost pulling it off, but C9A up 4-1. A huge improvement of what was going down against Cosmic Divide, where they kind of got blasted 13-7. They didn't have their ace players really going off in the way that, at least they are right now. It was Thief and Geese that I personally, on paper, you really look to take over this team. C9A, let's see it. So far, it's just an eco coming up here for NA.
Yeah, JMO with the outlook and deadly, but of course down inside of showers. You can already see. Oh, a showstopper to stop the push here. Lear, perfect with the contact. And now we can see two players down. This is just so hard for nearest airport.
Lucas just tucked out towards pocket. That's all he can do. There's nothing else to be had here for nearest airport. Unless something absolutely obscene comes out of this.
Teleport's ready.
To make his move, but this is just a brazen play to say the least there from Night Academy. Just Lear's just full on double satcheling through the teleporter with the showstopper. It's only an eco, but of course you gotta get the style. Honestly, keeping it flawless does mean a whole lot to the C9A side. gets rid of kind of one of those one-win conditions, forcing your opponents down to classics. They're almost going to be running close to max money at the end of this. We have reached a very weird game state where they're actually in the spawn right now. Now, to deal with them, though, are these remaining C9A players. This should be cleaned up, and we should be quickly onto a 5-1 here for C9A.
Yeah, not even really needing JMO there. Didn't have to push an angle. Once again, just really the patience that pays off for C9. I think there, yeah, it was a little patient, but the timing actually there from Lear. Okay, yeah, I have my ultimate, I have my showstopper. Let's use this in advantage. We hear noise outside of showers. Okay, this is an easy free 2 picks, and I really liked that C9 abusing the fact that they have that information, and that's really the way that it should go.
Yeah, I think, C9A are just, enjoying it, right? They're not letting anything get out of hand. You can say it's the eco all you want, but we're just going to make the winning play, right?
Yeah.
We're going to play as if every round's a gun round and take it a bit safer, or maybe even more aggressive and try to catch players off guard. Who knows? So, Lear, I like the confidence from Lear is the big talking point to start this early, especially on a bind that's been super, super weak for this Cloud9 Academy side, and what they've struggled on against even the competition you say they probably should be beating pretty handily on this map. This defensive side, I believe this is their 5-1 run, or if I'm correct in that scoreline, and that's as many rounds as they got on the defense just yesterday. So they're already up so good to start this half off. And nearest airport again, where's the adjustment? I mean, the thing is they didn't really get to play too much bind yesterday or so far in this event. So maybe focusing a little too much on maybe having a weakness in their opponent's map pool rather than their own strengths. We'll see if they can find some of that.
You want to
Kick off this infiltrator with a showstopper. I think there's going to be some fireworks this round, that's for sure.
Yeah, nearest airport picking this map too, let's not forget. So a 5-1 already coming in. They're struggling a lot for a map that's supposed to be their comfort pick.
And there it is.
There it is, JMO with the first one already. Infiltrator couldn't even get onto the site, couldn't even plan something just yet. And now tons of Viper util being invested here.
They're having so much trouble dealing with this operator from JMO, and I like this play from C9 Academy. They're going to hand the site over to nearest airport. They're going to let you expend all your utility on this post flank because we got the utility to go back. Seekers primed and ready to go for C9A for this potential retake.
The smoke's up. There it is on the site. Everybody getting prepared for something. But as we can see, the Seekers come out. Tons of information going to be given. This is good for C9 to be able to work off. But there it is. The entry onto the site already. Tons of players down from nearest airport. And it was the initial pick off that raise that really set them up for success. We're going to be able to see Calypso maybe clutch it up. And I said Calypso was a demon with the operator. And we can see that come in here. What
on earth? It's down to half, though. This is still very winnable, but there's the orbital strike. And JMO's just gone down. That's just a 2v5. Unbelievable. First things first, Calypso. What was that? I saw Aleko get his hands off of the orbital strike. He thought it was over. He says, I'm going to save my ultimate for another day. But then Calypso says, nah, man, we're still in this round. Nearest airport get their second round on the board with a bang. Unbelievable. And, if there's anything that was, ebbing away from NA in that one, they're back in it.
Wow. Wow. I'm actually at a loss of words. I said Calypso was a demon with the op. But I did not think that much. That was immense, the play there. I thought it was 100% going to go to C9, but here, maybe we'll be able to see something different. Nearest airport already having the rocket fuse. Seeming like that's going to completely go away. The showstopper not going to be of any use here.
I'm going to quickly go out the window. It's putting on a lot of pressure, though. It's kept 4 defenders tied down, and in the meantime, snaking their way through U-Haul. This could be an unexpected angle from C9A.
Oof. Up there. Tons of players surrounding inside of that U-Haul. If you can see maybe something come out of nearest airport, they might have it, but tons of players are getting down. Anderson peeking maybe just a little bit too far, looking for a pick. Isn't going to really retrieve that, but Calypso with the op once again, actually getting traded out by JMO. So JMO doing good in that endeavor.
This man is a problem. He just wants to keep going. 3 for JMO. And this one should just be a formality as Infiltrator is trapped. No satchels to get away.
30 seconds left.
And the angle being held by JMO with the tour de force. Wait, hold on. Infiltrator! Oh my gosh, he makes it work! This guy's already had a 1v3 so far this tournament, and he's off to the B site.
Running around, Infiltrator. 14 seconds. Gonna be able to take it, but of course, you can already see this guy. It is, in fact, going to be running straight head first, waiting just inside of TT, preparing themselves
The timing.
for the worst. Oh, and there
Got
it
it!
is. Okay, Infiltrator clutching it 5-3. So nearest airport, I mean, closing it close.
Holy Infiltrator. Again, normally a point man for this team for nearest airport. Normally the man who's supposed to go down first, you know, feed away first bloods. Then he turns up with the clutch. And that's not the first time he's done that this tournament. He just did it yesterday versus Dark Zero as well.
Yeah.
This man is starting to be not just, you know, a point man, but also a closer. He's taken every role here for nearest airport, looking to carry them through this early deficit they found themselves in. They were down 5-1. This is their map pick. It was looking dire, but so far some huge individual plays carrying NA through. And now they're just going to bring this one very early to bear on towards the B side. Gotta be careful here if you're C9A.
Moving up, down inside of here, playing off that flash, but no entry just yet. They didn't really get a lot of information off of that. It does seem like Infiltrator a little bit too scared here. Oh, Gravity while really pulling them in, so they can't even get the entry, which is why Astra is such a great, I mean, person to have on your team.
Look at this. No
Really
one's
holding
watching.
off. Oh,
They're going to make it onto the site anyways, but you can see what C9A are doing. They're not giving them fights. They're letting this flank activate.
Toxin screen down.
oh, that's really unfortunate.
Oh!
The whip from Nilly. Can't even hit the shot. 5 health,
down.
missing some important shots. Had everybody just within their crosshair, but it's the placement that really isn't going to work out. Thief, the bait out has to come from Nilly here. Thief, having a lot of health to clutch.
Oh, Nilly has to hit another headshot. You can't whiff anymore,
Nah.
but he falls.
30 seconds left.
Thief 1v2. Can he make this happen? Yes, he can. Up close. Another clutch. Not to be. Nearest airport deny. 5 points of health for Aleko. And they're going to keep it moving. More and more individual plays coming up for nearest airport. But man, you can't be missing those if you're Nilly. He knows it. We know it.
Yeah.
That's got to be a painful way to lose a round. Potential Thrifty up in the air to get that economy up and running. But not today. Not today. For nearest airport. That's just so tough. But still, okay, they get the guns back out. They got JMO back on an operator. Consistently has been a problem. And I wonder if nearest airport, can they still find a solution?
Solution here for precision. Okay, seeking out Calypso, which is great, but stopping the push up here. We'll be able to see that orbital strike come down, the flash in perfect timing, but Calypso clutching it up for nearest airport. Nobody goes down just yet. It's only 1, but 2 over on the side of C9 Academy.
Calypso just took down Lear through the toxic screen. Are you kidding me? That was just a chance lineup through it. Like, Lear wasn't even swinging with Giza just yet. The toxic screen was still up. And that's it. I mean, 3v4. Molly's everywhere, but a kill coming in from Niliaz could be huge. Could bring them back into this retake, but oh my gosh, he's taking so much damage from the Molly, and then it quickly falls apart. 1v3 here for Niliaz, and hoping for an extra freebie to come his way, but he has yet to drop out of hookah. Has a spike to fully defuse. This isn't looking good, Gompers.
Yeah, but that was perfect. Oh, I was about to say, Nilly jumping out in cohesion with the sound that the paint shells were making, so that they didn't know that he jumped out just yet. Unfortunately, didn't really work out in favor, like you said, but C9, I believe, will be taking somewhat of a pause. I mean, tons of rounds in a row where you're losing that. I do feel like this is the time to kind of figure out how you want to take things.
Well, I mean, now this game has just completely fallen through C9's fingers. As soon as I said, oh yes, 5-1, you know, they're about to beat their record that they had against Cosmic Divide just earlier on in this tournament, where they struggled against them on this map, 13-7. Well, now I feel like it's rearing its ugly head at the moment, as well, they've just conceded a ton of rounds, and even then they've been competitive in these rounds. I must mention, like, I still think that JMO has not been dealt with on the side of
Yeah.
nearest airport. But the biggest thing so far is they just circumvented JMO. He hasn't had an opportunity to frag out in a lot of these rounds and really find alleyways into the retake. So just kind of playing around the win condition right now is nearest airport and, well, finding success.
Yeah, nearest airport are doing extremely well. I do think, starting off here, if they want to continue, I mean, the reign of terror over C9, something good that could really be dealt with is maybe, this push right here. I will be a little bit afraid of JMO if I were everybody else. Calypso actually gathering a lot of information. They're unfortunate, though, because that showstopper actually could have had a lot of value if he had just gone a little bit deeper.
Trying to hunt for some opening picks or opening damage, but nothing sufficing there.
Right here.
Just a quick satchel in, a satchel out. It's unfortunate because that's basically the win condition in this round for C9 Academy. It's going to have to take some incredible individual play to bring this one back. 4v5. The answer, though, is a little bit of a showers push. Hit a nice headshot and maybe trade out. This could work out. But to say it's likely is, well, unlikely.
Welcome to my world.
Oof. Viper's Pit coming down. Everybody's completely covered, but JMO feeling it. The decay coming up fast, so having to back themselves out of that corner. Although this Viper's Pit really, really well positioned. You can already see a lot of players sitting on the extremities of that.
Makes life really hard for these retaking pistols. Even a Calypso with an operator. That's an easy. And he has a teleport to get away. There is Lear here.
Last player standing.
Oh, come on. These sheriff shots on flank just cannot hit. It fails. A flawless comes through for nearest airport. They actually take the lead here, Gompers.
Last round in the half.
Yeah, I would assume so as well. 6. And 6 could definitely still be a possibility, but JMO's just not hitting that well with the op anymore. It feels like it's kind of come to a stop for a couple rounds in a row. And now, I don't know if that op is really the best choice here, but it seems like JMO's still sticking with it. We are going to see Anderson try to get a molly set up so we can maybe get an aggressive push here is what I'm assuming from what we're seeing.
It's a cool lineup here for Anderson that lands towards the front of showers. Maybe trying to feign some control on the side of C9A, but there's a showstopper. There's gonna straight entry this, and oh no, JMO. He TP's back inside of the smoke. Hello! Greeting from Infiltrator. Of course he's gonna run through a smoke. He sees, he does.
Spike planted.
At a 3v4, C9A have to try and retake. It basically comes down to Nilly and what he can do on this flank. He needs to run distraction here.
I don't know if Nilly's going to be able to pull much here. I mean, if Nilly can avoid, but the timing is immense. Aleko not going to peek that, knowing Nilly's around the flank. Instead, he's just going to pull out that util. But around the back comes Nilly. Maybe it works, but Infiltrator there. And I mean, really,
One enemy remaining.
perfect molly to stop the rotation, to stop the
enemy
repositioning.
remaining.
Lear gets taken down from Precision, and Precision ready for the take. The clutch comes in 7, the 5-half for nearest airport.
What a bold play. I love it from Precision. Disrespects the Viper Molly. I feel like almost it's cosmetic at times, the damage that it deals. And Giza says, or excuse me, Precision says, yeah, we're good to go. He just swings right through it. He was bottom of the server prior to that one and then just pulls up with a clean 2K, showing anyone can show up here for nearest airport. Cloud9 Academy, on the other hand, they had a 5-1 lead and they quickly bled away 6 rounds straight. Again, a couple of those rounds were definitely competitive, but then you kind of saw nearest airport finding their mojo towards the end of that half, where you saw what, Infiltrator just starting to push smokes, lots of confidence, Calypso having massive moments, great clutches from all the players from nearest airport, and C9A have to try and bounce back after a massive losing streak. They switch sides and they're going towards B, at least very early on. Face off against Aleko.
Oh, Aleko, perfect timing, listening in and hearing that page shell come out and actually taking the first thief there and be able to get the trade-off, which is great. I mean, you get your 1-in-1, but the smoke's down on nearest airport for C9 Academy, and that's great. They have at least the brimstone down. They really only have to heavily rely on the fact that, okay, nearest airport have their Viper, but other than that, that Viper's well over towards B, so the rotation down in A is going to be committed.
Fantastic shot there from Anderson. Quick dink and a body shot. Gets away. 3v4. Couple low HP players too. Calypso next step back, and boy does he hit a homer onto Giza. 2v4, but one goes right back. Anderson is still here to play though. The rest of them are so darn low. Just Thief 1v3.
Yeah, Thief alone. Haven't you stars left though? So most definitely could at least, you know, put a gravity well, whatever they really want to play off. So I don't think it's completely lost yet.
Uh-oh, no!
Send the wall! No, the flash was perfect.
Not in a grand final. Not in a grand final. Oh, dear. I mean, there was an interesting, you know, reality that could have come of that round, and that is Thief. You know, he actually had a 1v1 on the site against Anderson and could have, you know, cut down the numbers just a bit, but that doesn't help the effort for sure. And nearest airport with the pistol. Next up, the eco. Again, I mean, a more and more aggressive play coming out from nearest airport. This time it's Aleko pushing through his own smoke. Confident play on all sides. It feels like nearest airport at least have a good read on the situation. You know, there's at least some good, because you know if there's two players behind that smoke, Aleko is a goner for sure. But he knows when that duel is diced up, when he has a 1v1 in front of him, takes the fight and wins it. That's all you need if you're nearest airport to get those opening duels in your favor. There you go, Anderson. Another confident swing. He'll play behind his smoke and enjoy the life.
Yeah, this is very different from what we saw from C9. Nearest airport, playing a lot more aggressive. The molly was perfect, but I don't think Anderson even knows. Hitting a lot of players, taking a lot of damage as well. So, I mean, that is going to be great for nearest airport once that entry comes in. Although, lots of attention being directed towards showers.
We're actually leaving this entire A site open, and you're gonna have to start to consider that U-Haul position. Anderson has a lot of angles to deal with right now. He might get overwhelmed.
Ooh. Yeah, the overwhelm comes through. Lear coming around and taking a position that you wouldn't really expect in this moment. A lot of that rotation coming through for nearest airport in the flank. I think this flank is going to be great. If Calypso can take Lear out, there's the first Thief. So little tiny feet peeking through that smoke, but I don't think Calypso knows just yet. There it is. The first hand shot, the damage done. But it leaves Thief left alone all by their lonesome. Nearest airport taking the win.
Another just, you know, again, a risky play that could have happened there for nearest airport, where they did allow him on the side of Cloud9 Academy to get into U-Haul and flank around the back of the site, but it didn't really amount to much. Even then, Jabo, he's struggling a little bit, but honestly, I mean, 2 kills on this full eco is not the worst thing ever. C9A, though, are now in a near must-win situation to really hold on to this game. This gun round, they have to win. They have to beat the bonus. They cannot lose this round against only Spectres as well. It's not just the finances, it's also just the confidence factor that's building against Cloud9 Academy right now. They've lost, get this, 8 rounds straight across 2 halves. It's just been a losing streak that they have not been able to get themselves out of. They need to find this one right here.
Oh, great information just outside of showers there from nearest airport. That allows a push shot. But as we work over towards the B site, there is going to be, in fact, Lear already working their way on. And we can already see a rotation come through from nearest airport. So maybe this could be a really big bait-off, considering the fact that we still do see that spike down near spawn.
Yeah, they're just taking their time with this. We know there's no commit to happen here. They're looking for players. They're looking for information to allow them to make the right read. B is not the move right now, but maybe it is. Okay. So Lear steals one. Lear steals another. That's unbelievably, Aleko actually went for the teleport play.
Oh no, but Calypso listening in. Oh, luckily enough, getting out just in time before they were going to get a little bit of a smack there. But there it is for precision. At least, luckily enough, having a Trailblazer. And that's going to be good enough, right? We got that 39-second mark. They know they either have to hit here or it's pretty much game over, just because they'll be able to meet somebody down in A. It does seem like stall is going to be the biggest thing here for nearest airport.
Oh my, this could be a huge play, but Jamo turned around. Doesn't matter. The running gun on the Spectre is just too good for precision. Nilias will leap out, but just right into his doom as nearest airport pick up the bonus round. And yes, sure, it's the pick of NA, but this started so well for C9A. And boy, Nearest Airport are coming out in this map swinging 9 rounds straight.
Quite literally swinging. I mean,
I suppose, yeah.
Precision wide swinging that angle, knowing that, hey, okay, I have that information. With the Trailblazer, I'm gonna be able to play with my flashes, my guiding lights, and see how that works out. And I think Precision's actually using these guiding lights to the perfect extent. I don't think it's you know, a useless piece of information. I think that this, in fact, I mean, B-Site's completely taken over just by Precision alone.
We don't know what Calypso has to say in this round. It's against mostly Sheriffs, but can't quite do it with the Phantom. Snillias will steal one back, but Anderson, he actually needs to put up the whole 3 HP, and he gets it done. 2 headshots, and he's out. That's all he needs to do. Stay alive, preserve your life, and allow for this retake to maybe come on through. It's not looking good as now it's just a 2v4, no real site presence. It's Thief just taking the teleport onto B and hoping no one's home, but he's about to get a welcome greeting there from Precision. Want to talk about at least that you know, you talk about how the flashes and the utility's been so good from NA, and that's because they've read the utility situations in a lot of these rounds really well. You know, when you're in the late rounds, your attacking side has to be pushing. They can't just hold an angle and prepare to play anti-flash when you have only 30 seconds remaining on the clock. And I like some tactics that they're bringing out in these mid-rounds for Nearest Airport, be it pushing through showers or handing some control over and playing some certain sites retake. I think Nearest Airport a very cohesive unit as a whole, and that's what's been getting them these wins. How much can cohesion do, though, against 5 players knocking on B short?
Lear, oh no, you wouldn't expect it to come out. Anderson walking straight outside of that smoke, getting multiple players down. Nearest Airport, a great start.
What in the world makes you want to do that? That kind of read where you just push through your own cover into potentially, I don't know, the entire team. Now Calypso even inside of showers, just consistently great positioning from C9A, but or rather from Nearest Airport, but C9A are going to deploy their Hyperspit. They do have this orbital strike to clear it all out, though, whenever they want to. Fake plant. And it goes in. It's meant to clear out that Viper's Pit, and it will! Nilias caught in the crossfire and just Thief in a 1v3.
Yeah. Oh, up inside of Heaven. Thief missing death. Still having some stars. Surprised that they haven't even used it just of yet. They could cover up that Heaven side and CT. Maybe play with that.
30
Use
seconds
potential.
left.
It could also allow for a lot of misdirection. It's a big toolbox that Thief has to work with.
Yeah. Oof. Straight out. Very patient for Calypso. Thief knowing
There
that
you
they
go.
might... Oh, the bait is so perfect here, Fi. Oh, no. Not gonna take it.
So close. But that's what, I mean, the Astra in the clutch with stars available allows for the deception to be there, but Precision ready for exactly that. So, well, it's going to be map point for Nearest Airport as, can you believe it, 11 rounds straight. I've seen the C9 Academy before, I mean, admittedly under different players, but they've fell victim to many a loss streak before. I mean, small miniature comebacks, but I mean, I've seen this team come close to being 13-0'd. I'm not sure if it's like the mental of some of the players or what's going on. Is it a grand final? Is it the pressure? I mean, for some of these guys, maybe full push down long. They've just unleashed themselves. Infiltrator. They just don't care anymore, Gompers.
Why should they? They're 12-5. They're taking out multiple players. Nilias is going to be the last one alive, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a close-off fight with Nearest Airport taking the first-hand map win, maybe. I mean, we'll have to see. Yeah, it's once Calypso comes around the corner with the operator, you can kiss your wishes goodbye. Nearest Airport with the first map win, coming over to their map, which, of course, you know, in the first half it was looking a little risky, but it was good in the end.
I mean, they had that defensive side, even the attack side as well. There was no other direction but forward. It was one-way traffic. They just, you know, we push one part of the map. How about, and then we're also going to walk up A short and also flank you at the same time. That last round kind of characterizes this game as a whole. I mean, an unbelievable game there from Nearest Airport. And it's, I think, way different than what I was expecting.
It was different from what I was expecting too. You wouldn't assume that, you know, a team that is the underdog would come so far. I mean, a 13-5 feels a little bit impossible, but it isn't. I mean, we just saw it happen. I think the playstyle was very different from what we saw. I mean, not out of Nearest Airport in comparison to C9 Academy. Nearest Airport just had such an aggressive, you know, playstyle on the defense, and I think it really did work out for the best.
Yeah, well, you can up your playstyle. We're going to go ahead and toss it to a bit of a break, but beforehand, up your playstyle with Metafy. Gamers around the world are becoming better, faster, and stronger after just a few sessions on Metafy, so you can get trained by one of tonight's finalists. Book a live session now using code STREET20 for 20% off, as well as plenty of the players competing in these Dart events also are parts of Metafy, so you can go ahead and get training from some of the best. Maybe those guys over at Nearest Airport got something to say about it. But for now, we're going to go ahead and toss it over to a break. Shoutouts to Metafy. But of course, map number 2 coming up, Haven, and it's still a very nice map for Nearest Airport. We'll see how it fares after a break.
Arslan Ash is a hero of mine. I was there when he won EVO, and it was a very exciting match between him and me, and I just really wanted to take the opportunity. Honestly, it was an honor. Arslan taught me to utilize all of my character's game states.
See, your strength of Elisa lies in the back dash, in the side step.
One of the great things that he taught me is how to utilize my character's movement and to optimize damage.
Elisa down forward 2 is very good. 16 frame and it's safe on low, and sometimes it push high moves.
Arslan was very nice and very respectful. He was patient with me. With what he taught me, I can take my game to the next level. You should definitely try Metafy if you're looking to level up your game.
I know you only show up for these tournaments for the ads. I recently partnered with DigitalOcean to help spread the word on their amazing software.
I think you mean their amazing web-based cloud computing services.
Okay, if you're a developer, then you know how incredibly hard it can be to get started.
Not true. DigitalOcean made their UI so simple you can start developing right away. Plus, they give you full access to their human support staff.
Easy to start, human support staff.
Don't forget, really transparent and affordable pricing.
Okay, let's keep the tournament going.
Redux just sprinting right on through. Come on, how do you deal with this man on entry? And then the paranoia to follow up.
No, this guy's hacking. Like,
That's disgusting.
No way he hits that.
Under sure he used. It's Ares to pick up one.
Oh my gosh!
2 make 3. Ares cuts them all down with the Hunter's Fury.
Even with the stun landing, dude. A stun doesn't affect the judge, man.
They make a nice little sandwich into the kill feed. Oh, the strength in numbers doesn't matter. It's going to take the ace here from Chavez, and he will get it from last round to this. He doesn't let off the gas.
course, it's got to take a couple massive individual plays to carry them through map number 1. Nearest airport dominate 12 rounds straight to close it down. And, well, Gompers, we got a show from, I think, every single member of the squad as Nearest Airport dominate their own map pick.
A domination. At first, it was looking risky as well. I think, like we discussed, you know, in the beginning half, that C9 Academy was actually coming really close. It was a 7-5 half. It was a little bit surprising coming into a map pick that is originally Nearest Airport. But goodness gracious me, can we please talk about the Calypso operator play? Because that was insane. That was a turning point to me.
I mean, that and the clutches that were all across the board. What, a 1v3 out of Infiltrator? You know, just random pushing the entire team for Anderson and finding a 3K out of nowhere. There were just things that shouldn't be happening and things that just make your mind explode if you're over there at C9 Academy. That's tough. Heading into Haven, though, can things be different for C9A?
I think for Haven, most definitely. I think this is going to be a really close game. I think with the firepower that we saw come out of Nearest Airport, I think it's going to play really well into Haven, especially, you know, you get to push out, and I feel like they're going to be really aggressive down outside of that A, especially on C, hiding inside of Covey maybe majority of time. So I think that this is a map that Nearest Airport is really going to make C9 work for.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Nearest Airport are running a much more aggressively stanced competition. One that's more, I mean, in my opinion, ready to go on towards a lot of these sites. I feel like at least the Infiltrator as a player is just makes everything more aggressively stanced. He has a Breach plus a Sova to back him up and allow him to entry things seamlessly. So we're going to see a lot of dashing in. Smoke dashing for Infiltrator, but that will come on the attack side. On the defense, he'll be the space maker. For the side of C9A, however, let's see how they approach this map. They're with the completely new core of players, trialing Lear, JMO, and Thief. All very, I would say, solid players who've all played together on a variety of different teams. So, see how they adapt together and cohese together to at least make this grand finals a possibility. Keep in mind, a ticket to Philly is on the line here.
Oh, and once again, something like that could be so much fun for a team. You know, really looking forward to going to their LAN, maybe first LAN of the year. So definitely wanting to work towards that. Although it does seem like getting prepared to be able to maybe throw some util out with the information coming through. You can already see the reposition towards that E site.
Just immediately dashing in. JMO, no care about that chamber trip. But they're not even going to execute B. Maybe they use JMO as some leverage on a different site, but no. Lear will go in and plant the spike. This retake, of course, of this B site is one of the easier sites to retake. It's a bit of a trap site, as I like to say. You can't stick around in it too long. You have to leave and play this post plant from inside a mid. And as the smokes go down, we know what chaos is about to unfold.
Yeah, you start to get really, really sweaty down inside of your palms, and seeming like here, Calypso trying to get the flank, knowing that these players are going to be hiding, and Extremity is not working out in favor of Nearest Airport, though, as it does seem like, I mean, C9A is just really having that firepower through. They're spamming through that smoke. They're taking players with them.
And Aleko with not much else to do. Low HP on the Niliaz, sure, but the time beginning to run low. It's just ultimate points at this rate. Runs out of ammo. That Thief will get it done. C9A, okay, another pistol. I'm not saying how much it means too much. I mean, considering the amount of thrifties we've had this tournament, I think is for the one part. What we had yesterday with Nearest Airport versus Dark Zero, an absolute brawl. So, can't write these off. And again, I've been seeing this a lot at Nearest Airport. They love to force buy on these second rounds. And it's worked for them before. They come into these rounds with a plan, I think is the biggest thing compared to a variety of teams. This is why they can do it. I'm interested to see how they approach this. They have all the breach utility. They have Infiltrator and Calypso grouped up in towards A short. They'll begin their push through there. But in the meantime, they're going to keep this one very linear here for C9A. They're going to bring this one to B, circumventing the issue.
And we can actually see Aleko peeking out, playing in cohesion. I mean, with these breach stuns. Of course, though, unfortunate enough, C9A is actually going to get their own out. Back themselves out of that situation. B site, I mean, would have been a good site, but with the fact that they already saw that coming, it read them like a book.
Calypso on a huge off angle, though. Oh, a chance, but no headshot found. But still, though, I mean, nearest airport will take that information and gladly run away with it. But maybe the fight's coming right towards them here, Gompers.
Coming up onto the site, Lear prepared for anything that's coming along. There comes the first, but the backup there. So nothing's going to go down just yet. I mean, in reality, something has, but C9A and nearest airport, they got that 2-2. We got some Spectres here in the hands of nearest airport, though.
The flank, though. The flank is not accounted for here, Gompers.
Oh, no. I'd be afraid. Shock darts available, but they're not going to use them. They're not going to need them. They have a recon dart as well, so much information, so much damage. Anderson getting prepared for the peak. There comes the first, and it's beautiful here from nearest airport. It doesn't matter. Even if it is, you know, a buy round from C9 Academy, they come here with the win.
Oh, that's so ratty there. I mean, first thing, Anderson's waiting for the spawn push. And then when Aleko doesn't see anything, he throws a dart in towards the back of sight. Yeah. And that makes the C9A players turn around in that spot. And that's lets Anderson get the easy double kill. I mean, just... Again, these rounds for C9A just make your head explode in the way that you're losing them. Just, you know, just multi-kills that should never be happening, it feels. Taking their eyes off the prize a little bit in these rounds in the grand finals against NA, and they falter to the force buy, and they're gonna have to throw an eco the other way. Not as daring as nearest airport are, so just sheriffs to attack this C site.
Yeah, Anderson, who seeing so much, needing to stay alive. They have that paranoia, and I think it will come in beautifully. But Thief just coming in, making sure that they have a lot of that control over the site, and it works out. I mean, you back off those players. Now, C9 Academy, I mean, they're not really struggling much.
I mean, they have a Spectre, and for nearest airport, they are basically on no HP. Anderson can't really fight in this round. It's a 4v5. They could get eco'd here. This is a very real possibility, and this would be a huge resurgence here for C9A. But oh, 2 kills, 3 kills come through. It's almost a clean retake at that, but it turns back around. Can Giza make it happen? Reloading the sheriff, gets the Spectre, turns it on its head, but no! Precision gets it on the classic, and they aren't getting thrifty today, Golfers.
With a classic. You hit the headshot. He hit the headshot with the Spectre. It looked like he had it for a couple seconds there, but, I mean, didn't really go into their favor. 2-1. Really good for nearest airport. I mean, they're really abusing the fact that they won that second-hand round, but they lost a lot of weapons. Regardless, though, Infiltrator not going to have enough.
All of a sudden, this game has gotten quite even now that that amount of damage that came through for the eco. Almost a win. No less. And you can see he's actually forcing a bonus out of nearest airport. Not that they didn't win it last map, but is this still, you know, another chance here for C9A? Just the situations looking good. Infiltrator, though, made his way out to that off angle, playing together with Calypso. Calypso gone, and everyone gone. This should be a simple open A site. Seekers even deployed to really clear things out. C9A should be in control. It's really only if Precision wants to do anything about it.
Yeah, I was surprised to see JMO on the Jet here, but I think they're playing really well with it. I think it kind of goes into cohesion with the chamber. We can already see the Rolling Thunder come through, and therefore at least some stall. I don't think nearest airport, yeah, they're gonna play possibly for some of the exits.
Couple ult orbs.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe try to get the Hunter's Fury online would be something to talk about. Yeah, I mean, if Aleko gets a kill, then that would be nice. I'm not too sure about the save. All things said, there's not too much to save for that matter. They're gonna try and push through spawn. They're gonna see what damage they can deal. Take some guns out of their hand. They're already out of the sight though here, Gompers. They're kind of swinging at air. Instead, they're actually feeding JMO an ace. And just Aleko trying to farm an exit.
Oh no.
He only needs one kill, and he got Hunter's Fury. And there you go. He just needs to go down. Or get another kill. That works too.
It works. I mean, no ace though.
Yeah, I guess denying the ace. But I think the only, I mean, the biggest thing, you're taking a half by bonus there for nearest airport. And Aleko got just accomplished what he needed to do. He just got his Hunter's Fury online for, you know, the rounds that matter. The real gun rounds where you put your investment in. And the rounds you practice for, let's be honest. So, interested to see where that can get placed. It'll be a huge tool on any part of the round. And they're looking to go for this double short play yet again for nearest airport. But again, there's no one here to contest. C9A loving their mid control at the moment. And they're avoiding these danger factors that can be that tour de force and infiltrator going aggressive.
Ooh, drone coming straight outside of garage there, peeking, seeing these players. C9 Academy. They have somebody out in the extremities of that A site watching down inside of sewers here for nearest airport, and a couple sitting just inside of this garage. So there is a lot of watch here. Oh, come on! That was a little bit too lucky, in my opinion.
It was like perfect. That was like magnetic. But at the same time, they immediately turn it back. They get revenge. You're kidding. Now they're in garage. Precision gets one back though. Maybe he can still stall out this hold and make a fight happen.
Fight could happen, but right here, I mean, just really the most important thing is waiting for
Rolling
that
Thunder
lockdown.
available.
Will they be able to bring it out? I think right here, they might actually do so. No, the flash comes out first. Seeming like JMO knows that this is a possibility. Some players waiting on the outside. There it is. The Rolling Thunder might not actually have caught these players in enough time. It's the workout there. JMO, 51 health, but getting some damage down. And I mean, the defusal. Gonna have to heavily rely on Thief here. Ooh.
What? There's no one who can stop it. Who's gonna stop the defuse? It has to be Lear. And it's Calypso again with the cover.
What?
Is that important?
Are you kidding? Another one of these rounds. Another hero play.
Take the op out of his hands. You can't play when Calypso has a tour de force, an operator, anything of the sort.
That is just unreal. I mean, Calypso again saving the round, but I think the biggest part, it was an interesting play there from C9A. I still think they played the situation right. They forced back the defense so far back that the Rolling Thunder was basically null. It couldn't hit anything useful. Everyone had already left the site. I thought they played it great. But of course, another individual play, another Calypso moment here in this grand final to get nearest airport a much needed win. A big gun round to take. Now they have the momentum in their sails, and C9A are back up to their B site shenanigans, but this time there are many a player waiting. Normally this has been empty, but there are two players lying in wait.
Yeah, up in here, down in mid. To see some util investment, but the Hunter's Fury hitting perfectly here. JMO might get taken up at the updraft, saving their life just for a couple seconds. But still low, really low. Two players here from C9 Academy. I mean, that works well for nearest airport. They can really play with that. Ooh.
Same time, Calypso taking his chances. Very nicely played. They spot him out towards long, and they start beginning to push through garage. Great stall, though, from nearest airport, but they lose Anderson in the process. Precision looking for multiples.
Down mid.
But he's actually going to go down. Now just Calypso on the site. Teleport available, but he's out. Calypso just running distraction, though. He's waiting for this flank for Aleko. Aleko can do everything in this round here, Gompers.
Yeah, I think right here, I mean, at least for Aleko, if the timing is right. And it is. I mean, the weapons in the hands of some of the players here from C9 Academy isn't really that strong, so he has somewhat of an advantage. They just really have to continue to play with that Calypso. Beautiful headshot coming off of that Lear. And now Aleko struggling, able to pick the one. There it comes, Giza low.
Oh my.
I mean, yeah, that just leads to the victory. There really wasn't much to work with. Low health for all these players. Of course, nearest airport, they just had more of an advantage.
I mean, at the same time, man disadvantages don't mean anything to this team. I mean, again, Calypso, I love the play between the two players. They're so fragmented, but at the same time, they're coordinated. You know, Aleko is taking contact out towards long, and he spots two players, and Calypso says, all right, this is my best chance at being able to find a 1v1 on the site, and he grabs the site player. Then Aleko is there playing more distraction, getting a kill himself, drawing the attention of Giza both ways. Again, they're just playing just a cohesive game so well right now for nearest airport, and it's happened in so many times where C9A just get, shot in the back, whether it be on Anderson and Aleko on the A site or on the C site. These late round situations have been so good to nearest airport. Just a testament to, I mean, considering they're such a new lineup, they know how to play around each other super well. Beefus might have a little chance here. Calypso's gonna have the discipline to even just wait.
Yeah. Scary. Real scary. I feel more scared for Calypso, if anything. But do they have that rendezvous down? I think no. They don't have anything to push themselves backwards. So if they lose this fight, it's over.
The timing is unreal.
No! Over for him. Yeah, no rendezvous available. Thief takes the first.
It's huge, but the thing is right now, C9A, they're hesitating on this A-site play just a little bit, but now the From the Shadows committed. That'll clear out everything. We're going to get another post plan out of this one. At the same time, though, there's... So while the spike is getting planted, Nilias is on the opposite side of the map right now. In defender spawn. And he's going to have time to activate. Nearest airport are taking too slow on this play. He's going to flank him.
He's done. He knows it's over. The flank's coming along, getting ready. Precision's gonna be the first one taken up, and Nilias has to be really careful. What are you doing? There it is! Infiltrator! Right there. Not even gonna check.
I mean, the funniest part is that even Infiltrator had no idea where Nilias was. Just on the massive, like, he thought he was in towards the B side or something along those lines. Spawn, the last consideration that a Killjoy's gonna be playing from. And finally, something back there for C9A. Yeah, I mean, it really just come down to that 1v1 between Calypso and Thief, and even the timing where Thief goes to throw a dark cover, it goes into, do I call it like the Shadow Realm, I guess? I hope you guys know what I'm talking about when we're talking about Omen, but in order to throw the dark cover out, so timing almost got the better there of C9A, but finally some individual fights going their way.
Yeah. And
it's forcing down Nearest Airport down to just a little measly eco. Of course, Calypso always has to be wielding the big guns. I'll have a Vandal to work.
Nice Seekers. Figuring out where majority of these players from Nearest Airport are residing. I mean, seeing as to all of the Seekers went to one part of each and every site, that's a little unfortunate in terms of information. But
it's like, oh, I didn't know there were 3 sites on this map.
Aw, shucks. Like, what do we do now?
Yeah, maybe try to catch aggression too at the same time. I mean, there's always there's a way. Puts pressure.
Yeah.
Right now, trying to put pressure on the C site in towards Garage. These guys over at C9A, they're gonna try and pop onto C after they just lost Calypso. This is a good call, and yeah, they'll pick up Nilias. Simple as that. Another C site open for business for C9 Academy, and no issue really on this one. Just maybe looking for damage. That's always going to be the name of the game when you got the pistols.
Oh, JMO, interesting. Patient. Waiting down inside of that spawn, so they can at least meet Infiltrator here, but the timing's actually going to be a little bit imperfect. Infiltrator infiltrating down inside of that garage. Nilias, I mean, first to the shot, so going to be able to take that pick. We can see that 4-4 come in, but for a map that is C9 Academies, I mean, maybe this is something that we saw before. It was very close, and, you know, maybe that's just the thing. Maybe that defense is going to look a lot better, but as of right now, I'm a little surprised to see, well, actually not surprised, but definitely thought that we would have seen such a close game.
Yeah, well, timeout being rolled on out. We're getting into the very nitty-gritty of the game. We're getting into the middle portion where teams are really starting to adjust, refine their approach. We've seen a lot of B-side play coming out from C9 Academy. They shifted it more over in towards Garage, and the C site kind of abusing Calypso, where normally Calypso would be able to find himself in a late round and succeed. They've been avoiding the problem factor, I think, for the majority of C9A. So trying to maybe get Calypso a little bit more activated here for Nearest Airport could be a solution to get themselves a good half. Just keep in mind, this is not a bad map at all for Nearest Airport. This could still be a very, very competitive map. And all things said, 4-all is still pretty darn early days. So between these two sides, we're still looking to see who will come out on top, if anything. See how Nearest Airport adjusts their setup. And again, get Calypso activated. Get Infiltrator activated as well. I'm really haven't seen him too much on the opening duel. Someone who that is honestly his brand, is going in for the early fight, so.
Yeah, I've been noticing as well with Nearest Airport. Oh, actually, just as I say that, I was about to say they're not as aggressive as, you know, I would prefer them to be, just because I feel like that playstyle really fits them the most. They can really hit their shots, but coming up here down inside of Cubby on C, you can see a push up, but here on the B side, we're going to be able to see 2 players waiting for the push.
Yeah, right now, just C9A looking for information, trying to see where players are playing, and Anderson being spotted out towards Garage. That's going to draw a lot of fire, a lot of gunshots his way. That's a lot of information for this defensive side, as well as a lockdown even committed out towards middle. And no one's even going to contest this part of the map. This is a very wonky round we're looking at.
Oh, but a great bait. Thinking that the B site is actually going to be in the site they're going towards, but JMO dashing in, making sure they create some of that space. And of course, though, luckily enough for Nearest Airport, they haven't lost any players. I feel like the retake here is going to work nice. They still have so much util to work with, whether it be Breach or Omen. So I think that Paranoia, coming in perfectly, and the entry there for Infiltrator.
Yeah, they don't have any big ultimates here, though, Gompers. That's the biggest issue. So what they try to retake, it's going to be difficult to break the crossfires.
Yeah, Crossfire's meant to be broken here, but will they be able to Lear with the flash? You would assume you have so many players coming in. Check both of the corners there. But Precision gonna be able to use the Rolling Thunder. Perfect timing. Nilias stuck in the corner, but he's not gonna clear it. Precision! What?
Oh, dear. So many chances. So many opportunities. First, they don't even clear the corner. They don't clear out Lear. Even then, there's still a chance for Nearest Airport to win the round. The Rolling Thunder comes out. I thought Precision saw Nilias for sure. But it turns out for the worst, and C9A now 5 rounds to their name, and honestly, a huge turnaround overall from Nilias, who, even despite being concussed, even finds the kill. Some good misdirection even to start the round. C9A are a different team looking at this one. Calypso starting things off, though. Headhunter, of course. Doesn't even... He has a tour de force, and he's not even using the Headhunter, and... Sure. Sorry, just a dart from Beef anyways. Still, of course, in these situations, in these ecos, of course, Nearest Airport are going to find themselves a way to get themselves advantages.
Oh, still, Anderson... actually not running for their life. They're staying and trying to fight the fight, repositioning themselves so that they can at least have some contact here with Infiltrator waiting for Anderson to go down. But there it is, Lear taking a second. So everybody just completely torn apart. Seeming like Nilias really coming out for the flank around, and C9A looking good and fantastic coming here.
Nilias has been activated this game for someone who is, you know, not having a great bind. I'm not going to harken back to those horrible memories. The turnaround is huge at the moment. I mean, even just being on the hard lurk. Just the thing is that when Nearest Airport takes so long to, you know, assemble these retakes, that's when Nilias can really get activated on these long-range flanks. And right now, C9A are doing a great job of exploiting the fact that, you know, Nearest Airport are... They think they can take their time, but not when Nilias is around. Good work from C9A to continually readjust to this Nearest Airport squad. Now, well, this is an adjustment here from Nearest Airport. A triple push up A long.
Oh. Lear. They know where Lear is. Double peeking that. Great for them. But backing off just in time. They took their first. They don't need anything more, and that's great for Nearest Airport. I wanted to see that aggression come through, and as it does, it's going to be on the other side for C9A, coming on to Anderson, but Anderson gets taken.
Surprising there, as Anderson, normally a guy who's so good for it, who was doing so much work yesterday, and well, the Hunter's Fury here from Aleko is not hitting anything. I mean, this is more geared to be a save, as Aleko, okay, feels like one or the other should have won that fight. I mean, I think both of them should have been dead. You know, let's just shake hands on that one. 2v4 going into this. Cloudbursts are available, but, I mean, so much utility going this way. Swarm grenades plus a fault line. Gosh, it took me a while to get that out.
One enemy
and then just in this 2v4, they're going to get whittled away. And this is C9A taking a pretty commanding lead of this game. And they can secure themselves 8-4. They can get themselves a very cozy lead is what we're looking at. And just the readjustments, being able to play around, you know, the map as they intend to is just perfect. They see that 3-man long, A long push, and they immediately just jump onto C. It's no questions asked. I think everyone on C9A are starting to get on the right page.
I mean, it seems like it. We're almost hitting At halftime, it's a 7-4, the lead coming over to C9 Academy. And of course, luckily enough for them, I feel like they really needed this from the last map. Definitely the mental boost is something that they might be looking forward to. But Ilias really coming in clutch with a KD. Great enough. 1 second left to be able to see exactly what's going to happen here. Seeming like maybe the B side. Oh, but an aggressive push coming up down inside that C side.
And they see that aggression, and you know what? We're just going to go ahead and push a different part of the map. We don't want to deal with your aggression, but Calypso might force the issue, but he will fall at the hands of JMO. 4v4, and well, Thief will get spotted out in spawn, but they're going to try and continually get more and more aggression. There's a potential as Rolling Thunder and Nate, they're going the other way. Thief, though, still in the bottom of middle, is providing problems. Will actually get traded out as... Actually, they weren't going the other way. They set it down on the B site. They Rolling Thunder into A link. No one's home. 3-on-3. Lots of damage dealt. Aleko's drone still available for the play to escort on in Infiltrator. And it's just Giza in a 1v2 concussed and finished off. C9A maybe get a little ahead of themselves in that one. And that leads Nearest Airport will at least gain another round, garner themselves a 7-5, and definitely a much more workable position.
The play style changing up last second. Working really great for Nearest Airport, but this is where things are going to change. This is exactly what Nearest Airport need to be able to get that lead back, just simply because of the fact that this team is very aggressive. We talked about the fact that their composition is a little bit more on the aggressive side. They have Infiltrator playing that jet. The dashes are going to come in 100%. And Calypso, infamously known for having the operator plays on that attack as well, holding the angles pretty tight. I think this, in general, is going to be really big firepower that's needed to counter C9A.
Right here.
We'll see. Of course, Infiltrator is going to be my highlight player for this half. He's been armed with a Frenzy armor, by the way. He's been upgraded. He has his super suit on right here, and he's definitely going to be looking to entry this one up. He has Smoke Dash available. He has all the tools in the arsenal to go. And now Thief on the hold.
And this is what I wanted to see. A great play coming in precision. Already getting first off of Thief. And there it is. Stun. Perfect timing. Nilias completely downed. And down in CT, you can already see a ton of these players. JMO luckily enough to be able to get the 2. But a lot of these players just residing down in that CT scare.
But trying to dash in. It's very close to finding a foothold into that retake. But Lear, half HP, and it doesn't matter. The headhunter swings right around the corner and domes him. And again, you know, these pistol rounds, that kind of round, shows some of the promises of this Nearest Airport attack side. It's their set plays, and it's something that a lot of teams might underestimate of a team who, you know, doesn't have incredible coaching staff like Cloud9 Academy or a lot of signed teams. And that is Nearest Airport have really solid set plays. They understand what they want to do in these situations. And you can see, you know, Infiltrator is being perfectly escorted in with 3 extra players. They don't get ahead of themselves. It's a very clean execute. And that's what makes Nearest Airport so deadly on these attack sides. And that's what Cloud9 Academy have to try and beat. They want to hold on to their chances of a grand final and a direct ticket to Philadelphia. Sure, they have an invite to the event, but there's nothing like getting your hotel and, you know, all the food covered here. So makes the experience much more lively, I shall say.
Yeah, not as aggressive either. Coming into this round, especially.
Take flight.
Just super slow. And in comparison to what we saw before, oh, never mind. Here it is. The amount of utility that's being pressured here. Anderson teeping up top, and Infiltrator going to be able to assist. As we can see, will they be able to hit the first? He's completely blinded, but the shot's missing.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call this one quits. A cool gun found in spawn by Lear, but well, he's just actually gonna take his time and throw that one out of the map. Goodbye, janitorial duties. Very nice. Very, very nice. Eko cleans up team ace for Nearest Airport. Honestly, I haven't seen that in a while. Anyways, that'll be 7-all, and Nearest Airport picking up against the Eco. Now the gun round. And again, C9A are in a precarious position where I feel like this game could run out of their, you know, slip through their fingers. The game can turn to sand and run away from them if they can't pick this one up. They always got to beat the bonus. That is the biggest part to at least staying competitive in these games. Especially for, I think, a team that, who knows, maybe the mental game struggles a bit. Maybe NA finds them footholds. against this defense early on. There's not a lot of breathing room in the second half.
Not a lot of breathing room in garage either. Tons of bullets just completely spraying outward. Thief having to back off because the pressure is immense with Nearest Airport. It's something continuous that just continues to happen. Nearest Airport always getting the space, always pressuring these players out. But a 5-man retake might actually work. And what is, in my question, what is Nearest Airport doing? Because they got the Omen down in mid.
This is, I mean, that could be a late garage flank. That can get some easy kills. But they're going to fight for the site here. Calypso finds another before teleporting away.
I'm more so scared whether or not we're going to see Anderson come in enough time. Calypso's clutching it, though. It doesn't matter what they have in their hand as long as it's a sniper. But there it is, Giza. Nobody able to get the spray through Anderson way too late to the touch. And, I mean, I feel like Anderson was completely useless there.
He's just out of position, more or less. I mean, he's always getting watched for by Lear. He's always paranoid of someone watching behind him. And at the meantime, he was hoping his teammates could maybe delay the defuse for just a couple seconds longer. And maybe just 1 or 2. Maybe if they only prevent it, you know, getting to half. That could be Anderson's time to shine. But instead, the retake just sweeps on through for C9 Academy. A massive round to win. But all things said, the bonus round did tons and tons of damage.
You want to play? Let's
Now
play.
we stand on even ground as we go into another straight C play that we've seen work so well for Nearest Airport.
Yeah, coming on to C, seeming like this might be their favorite site of all. But it works out. I feel like this time, going for the same play, having Anderson come around, but not too far. Actually, just position outside of that C long, waiting for the Seekers. As the Seekers comes out, Calypso very, very tightly watching that CT side.
Same time, though, players start to get picked off one by one. Niliaz just entering on KJ. Are you serious? Now it's up to Calypso. Gets the first TPs away. Now Precision alone on the site. He falls. Calypso needs a massive play. A no-scope will be the first. But the thing is that they're covering. Gets in through the smoke. Calypso, not another 2 to 4 play. Not in this game. Surely not. Thief on the defuse. He can't see him.
No!
And Thief is going to steal the highlight clip away from Calypso. Still farming up all the kills. But it's C9A taking the rounds. That's what matters.
That was the second, like, sneaky defuse that we've seen so far. It's the consistent smokes, and I like that. The abuse coming out from C9 Academy where they have the smoke set down because they know Nearest Airport, they're not going to hold the site. They're going to play on the extremities of it. They're going to heavily rely on the players that are still alive there. And, I mean, you can't really get a spray down when you have such a big radius. So I think the abuse of that is really working out nice, but Nearest Airport, they need to stop that. They need to figure out a site that's going to work well for their playstyle. Oh.
All right, again, just C-side plays. They love getting Infiltrator in, but he's alone this time. He's trying to sell the fake in and out in between the smokes, and Thief's gonna find him. But this fake couldn't have worked. The thing is, the footsteps they're being made. Giza's already here. This has not been sold.
Yeah, complete fade out, which is unfortunate because Infiltrator no longer gonna be able to help. And now it really is just up to all of these players to get more than one. Anderson,
he just teleported up into heaven. But the thing is, they have so much retake utility here. What was that?
No.
Wait, did they just misplace their lockdown? Like, I'm not sure what to say about this one. Or maybe it's a genius play. The Rolling Thunder hits everyone on the site.
Yeah, it meant to back them off, and it did a perfect job of doing so, but the Rolling Thunder coming in contact, and beautiful play! The timing immense, the push-up perfect! And there it is for Nearest Airport. They could have won the last couple of rounds. The sneaky defuses didn't let them, but I mean, the fact that they had the Rolling Thunder there for precision really just saved them.
At the same time, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that Killjoy lockdown was a bit of a mistake. I don't think... I'm not sure what the reason necessarily is to place the lockdown there, of all places. Maybe I'm just too small brain for that, but... I feel like it could have been so much more effective combined with the Rolling Thunder. I thought they had everything for the retake. I'm like, this is so smart. They're giving away. They have a man advantage, and they have all the ultimates. But they cough it up.
Blinded.
And so Nearest Airport themselves get the claw back in the game. We just go blow for blow here in map number 2 in the grand finals.
Yeah, definitely thinking that maybe keeping the Killjoy ult a little bit deeper and then having that Rolling Thunder come out over down and long and closing off those players would have been a little bit more effective. But also
full mid control right now from C9A. Like, they're everywhere. They're like termites right now. They're already in window. They're in grass. Your starboard have to clear out a lot of stuff if they want to try and go anywhere not named the A site. And, well, they're going to try and activate on the flank. Eventually, though, someone's going to have to start shooting bullets, and that will be Calypso.
Yeah, C9A really heavy on the flank here. Not really surprising. They have a couple pistols. Calypso gonna be able to get the spray down. Okay, a good play there, but will they be able to take JMO's life? JMO, luckily enough, gonna be able to hit the shots, but here it is. Up to Lear. A 9-8, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a 9-9 shortly.
No, he got this. I've seen. No, I haven't. I'm lying.
What have you seen, Fi?
I've seen him win it, right, guys? Right? No, it's unfortunately not meant to be. Either way, 9-0. As expected goes the eco, and on to the next. But, well, we are just neck and neck going down to this grand final. Map number 2 in again. Tickets to Philly. No one wants to go through the last chance qualifier. The last chance qualifier, for the record, for Philadelphia land, the culmination of this Nerd Street champs. The last chance qualifier is going to have all the best teams in North America playing in it, who weren't playing in these open left, right, and center. You don't want to play through that. You want to get the easy invite and all that good stuff. And C9A looking to pick that one up. But so much damage onto Infiltrator is a great start. But they do have this garage control to work with. You can see what it does. It ties down the C9A defense. And pigeonholing them into holding onto that C site.
Yeah, Infiltrator been spammed through the wall it's gonna be real heavy on him. Because now he has to sit there. He's scared to peek. He knows that if he does, he's gonna be down in a second. So, I mean, the best case scenario is quite literally just to wait.
Maybe they're gonna group up towards C. They're gonna walk right into the trap that C9A have set, though, Gompers.
Kill. There it is for JMO. Anderson literally TP'd right fine, but I don't think JMO hurt because of the amount of util coming down the Hunter's Fury there to slow these players and back them up. But Thief, luckily enough, not afraid to hold the site. Calypso with the op. Like we said, a demon. And here it is. Oh, shots just never gonna miss.
30 seconds, though. They're gonna have time to rotate away, and Infiltrator is actually going to be able to walk on the B side for free, but 12 HP needs an instant headshot, if anything. But no, they've actually beaten to the punch. They're going A. They'll have this site completely for free. An Infiltrator can play inside of Link. The low HP might not matter when their target's looking the other way.
One enemy remaining.
What? Quite literally looking the other way. Lear didn't care. Watching right behind, watching down in mid. Now Giza understands this. An Infiltrator is going to maybe try to stall for some time. Make Giza play cat and mouse here.
At the same time, you just have Calypso holding with an operator. There's no beating that. Nearest airport, pick up double digits. You know, and I love the play from Infiltrator. He's just confident. Some players will not make that decision to push into B site for fear that, oh, someone might be watching me. I'm 13 HP. I could lose the round. Infiltrator doesn't think about the consequences. He's thinking about the win conditions. He's not playing he's not playing not to lose. He's playing to win. And that's what I love to see out of Nearest Airport. That's what's been getting him so many of these wins, is taking the risks. And it's been paying off. Now C9A, they have to take risks. They're on sheriffs. They gotta go fishing, as we're gonna go back to this metaphor from yesterday, but they gotta find something.
Oh, real great precision there. Coming in with the entry. Already taking the 2. The blind comes out. They hear Giza, but nobody's going to be able to take him. And their lives, I mean, everybody's life just really crumbled in a couple seconds. An aggressive take on to the B site. An 11-9 for Nearest Airport. They might actually make it to the land fi.
Yeah, this attacking side is looking too good. The set plays are great. The ideas are good out of Nearest Airport as well. We've seen a bit of conditioning on that C site where they've consistently, gone for garage control, then jumped onto the C site. They've sent Infiltrator in, Smoke Dash, and have baited out this C9 Academy defense. Of course, that round was just mostly sheriffs, and even then, they still break the stack of the B site. But I think there's the ideas, the risk-taking, the risk management. from Nearest Airport has proven them to be the better team. And the only thing that's been bringing C9A through a lot of these rounds has been Niliaz. And I mean, specifically the late rounds, just running through smokes as the Killjoy. Attack side lurking all across, and he hasn't found the impact in these last 4 rounds that Nearest Airport have taken. This is a 7-5 half. They started this half down and almost out. But now they're in the lead, 2 rounds away from their tickets being booked right to the main stage.
Oh, real close as well. But let's look at Calypso for a second. The 27-12.
Yes. I mean, what a storyline for him, too. For a player who's been out of the spotlight for so long.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of, turned a little bit to content creation and all that. You can say whatever you want. He has certainly proved himself this event on this squad. And now towards A. Now where he can do probably his best work, and so can Infiltrator. Smoke dash almost a guarantee, but there go. Maybe Lear can make some problems, but Infiltrator doing his thing. Entering again. 3 for 1 on the site. They have it. We're looking at series point potentially, but Thief, maybe. A flank. It could be good, but he doesn't deny. And he falters. And J-Mo just off to save.
Yeah. He focused maybe a little bit too heavily on that corner there. I mean, they definitely knew, hey, somebody's going to peek here, try to get the trade-off, but you got to eliminate the opponent that's shooting at you first, because that's really, I mean, the heaviest thing there. But J-Mo with the op, gonna have to save it. You're going to match point the next round. You're not going to be able to afford another one.
I mean, Nearest Airport have come through this competition and have just went and beaten all the signed teams, it feels like. Well, signed if you want to consider Lenny time signed. But, man. Nearest Airport have played this game in hard mode. They honestly beat the favorites, and, well, J-Mo fighting to hold on to his operator.
Yeah.
The one win condition that C9A really have to work with.
Match point.
At least they'll take it. But man, the history here for Nearest Airport. They took down the favorites of Dark Zero, in my opinion, who were on a red-hot streak, and next up, C9 Academy is not even looking like a problem.
I'm just amazed. Nearest Airport. I mean, this is a team that's been doing amazing things, by the way. Like, and they I wouldn't say they recently came together, but this roster in particular isn't necessarily an old one.
Right, this is a very fresh lineup, all things said. With Infiltrator joining their ranks and trying to bring in some aggressive aspect to their play, but Thief will punish that for now. 4 on 5, they're going to still try and crunch on the C site, though.
Ooh, the shock darts. And maybe just a little bit the rolling thunder there. And Thief, oh, not gonna hit the paranoia. Good enough. Might have just paranoid some players here. Oh, but C9A, they have it. They get the push up. They utilize that rolling thunder in advantage so that they can at least get one more round. And is this gonna be the choke that Nearest Airport take? I mean, I'm not so sure. Precision with the one, but Thief with the other. And now some weapons that C9A can use for the next round.
Yeah, that's a massive round to win. Also a very well played one, where when Nearest Airport hesitate a little bit, C9A don't, to collapse on the parts of the map that they are holding from. They know that they are superior in manpower and firepower, that they can go ahead and crunch in on Garage. So a great use of the Rolling Thunder, but they're not going to have that for a future round. They're going to have to find other win conditions for C9A. They got 2 more chances at least to keep it going. 2 more opportunities to at least steal this easy victory away from Nearest Airport. So a timeout being rolled on out. All things said, they got this. I mean, this is where the pressure gets on for both teams. This is where Nearest Airport, maybe they were cruising, maybe they were laughing and having a great time. Now this is when, you know, maybe comms can go silent. That's how a choke starts.
It's so close. I don't know, because we did see Nearest Airport choke, I believe, when they were playing against
Dark Zero.
Was it Dark Zero? Yeah. And it came to the point where they started getting a little cocky. I feel like here they have to keep that respect.
Same time, you can't still got to play your game, I think, is the biggest thing. You just can't look at the scoreline and say it's 12-10. Oh gosh, I can't afford to make mistakes anymore. Like the risk taking is what's gotten them these wins. The calculated risks has gotten them across the line. So let's see what they can do with 2 Grand final points to play with here for Nearest Airport.
Straight up, we can see a stun come down inside of that long. So now at least C9A know, okay, they might just be pushing up down on A, and they're preparing themselves for a flash to come through. Of course, maybe just a little bit too late. Precision getting prepared to throw at least some of your util out. There comes the TP. Anderson just above in that heaven and taking the high ground.
They're still here, though. They're still Nilly out. They're going to push through smokes. They're going to try and get aggressive. Taking the risk here. Nilly trying to be the hero. He falls. Lear up next. Takes a good chunk of damage, but still gets the kill on an infiltrator. Still a 3v3, but the spike's on the floor.
Oh, Anderson does not see Thief, and it's unfortunate he loses his life just to that. And you gotta be really careful when it comes to certain things like this. 12 to 10, you want to make it to the land. Alak goes the last one, but the dart coming in really close. The spike isn't even in their hands, but they're gonna wait for some of that information and line up, quite possibly.
A 1v1 to close it out. But the thing is, Thief is in the middle of the open. This is almost perfect here for Aleko.
Perfect timing. The work around the back, knowing that he won't see him, just because he created a lot of pressure over towards that sewers. I mean, Nearest Airport, they played like hell, and I think, you know, it comes to a conclusion where they deserve this win.
Yeah, they came through, and I think they played the better Valorant. They played the best Valorant so far. They managed risk perfectly. They had the, and they had, honestly, all the set plays that you see of some of these signed teams. I think Nearest Airport just showed that they put effort behind the scenes, and also, I mean, Calypso returning to competitive play after quite a long hiatus is something super exciting to see. I mean, welcome back. Welcome back. You guys are going to be on the big stage. Welcome to the main stages of the Nerd Street Chance Qualifier.
It's a little bit unbelievable. I mean, they played amazingly. Calypso was such a big part of this team for every single game that we've seen. I don't think there was ever a game where Calypso's name, you know, didn't really come to my mind. He played so amazingly with the operator, and I feel like that was his gun. But majority of the times, yeah, it is really frustrating to play against that. Countering an op isn't really the easiest thing, but you're playing attack up and you're getting 3K easy. I mean, it's just like you're playing with a Vandal at that point.
You know, and also incredibly funny sort of statistic is this is a completely new Nearest Airport. They won the first Open this season. The name Nearest Airport, at least. The only one remaining of that lineup is Anderson, and he just decided, okay, I'm gonna build a completely new team and go ahead and win again. Anderson is proving himself as a leader, also as a fragger, no less. He's nowhere near the bottom of the scoreboard, at least on the map of Bind. And I mean, maybe it was a little bit of a quieter map of Haven, but that didn't matter. The win's the win, and the qualification to Philly means even more. Congratulations to Nearest Airport. They are your champions.
Rightfully so. I believe we're actually going to be able to talk to one of them and see what exactly they're thinking as well. So that's one of the big things. But I did want to say for everybody here, the Alamax competitive advantage you've been waiting on, of course, featuring cooling, heat, and massage. The Alamax will keep your gaming sessions going even longer with body temperature regulation and increased focus. The future of gaming is here. Shop now at Mavix.com. Use code NSG to save $55 off your Mavix gaming chair.
We're going to be going ahead and send it off to a break. We'll have a winner's interview, hopefully, coming up. I'm not trying to juke you guys out. We'll wait. We'll see what we got. First things first, though, a short break, and we'll be right on back.
I know you only show up for these tournaments for the ads. I recently partnered with DigitalOcean to help spread the word on their amazing software.
I think you mean their amazing web-based cloud computing service.
Okay. If you're a developer, then you know how incredibly hard it can be to get started.
Not true. DigitalOcean made their UI so simple you can start developing right away. Plus, they give you full access to their human support staff.
Easy to start, human support staff.
Don't forget, really transparent and affordable pricing.
Okay, let's keep the tournament going.
Redux just sprinting right on through. Come on, how do you deal with this man on entry? And then the paranoia to follow up.
No, this guy's hacking.
That's disgusting.
No way he hits that.
Hunter Fury used. It's Ares to pick up one. Oh my god! Two, make it three. Ares cuts them all down with the Hunter's Fury.
Even with the stun landing, dude. A stun doesn't affect the judge, man.
They make a nice little sandwich into the kill feed. Oh, the strength in numbers doesn't matter. It's gonna take the ace here from Chavez, and he will get it from last round to this. He doesn't let off the gas.
Well, once again, congratulations to Nearest Airport as they are your Nerd Street Champs qualifiers victors. But it wouldn't be a team without a leader, and that is where we're going to be checking in as we're going to take Anderson as our winner's interview. First things first, Anderson, congratulations. I mean, this is your second team you've successfully IGL'd your way to another Nerd Street Champs victory. How does it feel?
First off, I'm actually not the IGL. That goes straight to a let go.
But you're captain, right?
But I guess
it feels like it.
But it feels good to be competing again, especially with a team that can project itself at this high of a caliber to just like have a couple days worth of practice, go into an NSG and win it. And as we continue to put in more and more practice, we're hoping to show ourselves on a bigger and bigger stage.
Okay. So talking about a big stage, I feel like Phoenix definitely brought a lot of people to your attention, you know, bringing it out onto the Ascent map. I actually, at first, I was trashing on you guys for it. I was like, why Phoenix? But I actually fell in love with it. Why did you guys bring Phoenix out on Ascent?
Phoenix paired up with KO and Sage makes the game essentially a fucking a 7v5. So it's like, as long as we're farming the orbs consistently, we're never going to be in a position where we're not without a KO ult, a Phoenix ult, or a Sage res, which allows us to play the game in a more riskier way because we're constantly going to be at a man advantage.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the things is like your risk taking as a team, and like what does Infiltrator add to the mix compared to like other teammates you've had? Because I think that's the brand, man. That guy just goes in. So like, does that change your playstyle, or how do you enjoy Infiltrator as a teammate? I think is the more specific question.
Phil is amazing. Honestly, when we were looking at people to play with, we were just like throwing out names, and Phil, or Infiltrator, is one of the guys who consistently farms the fuck out of all of us in ranked. So we're like, dude, he doesn't play with anybody, so let's just ask him. And we got him in a call. Amazing guy, really good work ethic, just all around, just wonderful guy to work with. And he fits into the team dynamic really, really well.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering how this roster kind of got put together, because of course, old Nearest Airport, was there for a moment, had some hype behind it. You kind of took a step back to rebuild. How does this one come together? Because I think it's such a unique mix of players that at least haven't seen a crazy amount of playtime together as a whole. How did it come together, and how do you find yourself so successful?
It's really finding the players that all share the same vision. So when we do these rebuilds, we're constantly evaluating, it's okay, how hungry are these players? What excuses are we bringing out when things go wrong? You can kind of get a gist of where a player is at, not only in skill, but just emotionally on how they convey themselves with just a couple days worth of practice, or even playing with them in other tournaments or ranked. So when we were building this, I think Aleko and I played with Together We Are Terrific, which was Calypso's plug team for the Knights game. And when we were playing with them, we could tell what players would fit well in the system that Aleko wanted to build with Frost or Hector, and how that would all transpire. And it's just constantly been a matter of time of finding those players who fit more into the style that we're trying to play. And right now, we probably have the best iteration of Nearest Airport that has existed since we formed it back in February.
I can definitely see that being a thing. You guys dominated a lot throughout the tournament. I have to give you kudos for it. But how do you feel, right? You're going to Philly LAN, you'll be able to see, meet up with your homies, see how things are going, create some of that synergy. So what's going on in your head?
Excited for the opportunity, but more just kind of thinking about what went wrong even in this tournament. Granted, we won it, but there's a lot of things that we could still fix, and reevaluating to bring it onto the bigger stage, because that 50K is ours for the taking, and we're going to try our best to make that happen.
Yeah, keep grinding. Stay at it. It seems like you guys got a formula to work for. So congratulations. Next week you can actually compete to be in the top 4 and even earn yourself just a straight travel ticket to Philly as well. So stay at it, man. Stay consistent, and best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Well, folks, that's going to go ahead and do it for our winner's interview, and that's going to do it for this weekly. It took an extra day. Of course, Error 19 gave us some troubles, but at the end of the day, Nearest Airport, they took down the favorites. They took down the sign teams. They deserve to win it. They deserve to be in Philly. And Gompertz, any last words before we close this one down?
All I have to say is a great job to Nearest Airport, and I can't wait to meet them at LAN, actually. Yeah. That's one thing. But also thank you so much to production for, being able to really make this be a thing. Not to mention, as well as, everybody behind the scenes, especially you, Fi, for casting with me. But I do believe actually coming up once again, thank you to Metafy for being able to, assist with helping out. So the LMX competitive advantage that you have been waiting on. Oh, my apologies. The wrong one. Gamers around the world are becoming better, faster, and stronger after just a few sessions on Metafy. Get trained by the best pro players in the world. Book a live session now. Use promo code STREET20. That's STREET20. To get 20% off. It's actually on your screen if you can see it. If you want to be Radiant, you can, get a coach. That would be great.
Yeah, and there you go. Even coached by some of the players on Nearest Airport as well. They offer sessions on Metafy as well. So go ahead and check that out. Check out our sponsors, all that good stuff. On that note, though, we're going to go ahead and close out the show. So thank you for watching, for wherever you are, whatever time you're watching from. We'll be back for one more Nerd Street Weekly, and also the last chance qualifier for the Nerd Street Champs. That is open to anyone who is willing to travel to Philly. No one ever said it was going to be easy, but you get a chance to play against some of the best in North America. So don't miss out on that and sign up while you can. Late August is when it's going down, so don't want to miss that. So on that note, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for yet another Nerd Street Weekly. We'll be back.
One of the reasons that I wanted this lesson with Super Akuma is because I felt like I had reached kind of like a plateau with my gameplay.
I tend to teach more of a way of understanding the game, more than just, oh, you need to work on this, you need to work on that.
He showed me this diagram that was pretty simple, and it was kind of something that I was aware of instinctually, but when you kind of visualize it, it helped me gain a deeper understanding of the game.
I gotta say, I've been having a lot of fun doing it. It's been very enriching, and it's helped me a bit. I've learned a few things doing coaching.
You should definitely try Metafy if you're looking to level up your game.
Redux just sprinting right on through. Come on, how do you deal with this man on entry? And then the paranoia to follow up.
No, this guy's hacking.
That's disgusting.
No way he hits that.
After sure he used, it's Aries to pick up one. Oh my god! Two, make three. Aries cuts them all down with the Hunter's Fury.
Even with the stun landing, dude. A stun doesn't affect the judge, man.
They make a nice little sandwich into the kill feed. Oh, the strength in numbers doesn't matter. It's gonna take the ace here from Chavez, and he will get it from last round to this. He doesn't let off the gas.